Hello, my name is Madam Jennifer from Educare TZ. Welcome my lovely Form 2 students in our biology session. And in today's session, we are going to solve the series of the Necta question for the year 2012. Welcome. Today's question is question number 5, and it states as follows. By starting with Roman A, which states that what is meant by the term malnutrition? What is meant by the term malnutrition? The second question, Roman B, states that a 3-year-old child has been brought to a dispensary following this complaint. He is weak, cries and eats a lot, and has a diarrhea. Now, the child also have a dry skin and a protruding stomach. Furthermore, his hair looks red and is very fine. This is a competence-based question. It has given you the symptoms of a particular disease. So what you needed here just to know what are the symptoms of this particular disease so that you can know what is this disease. And the question as follows: which nutritional disorder is the child suffering from? Roman B is, what advice will you give to the child parent? What advice will you give the child parents? My lovely Form 2 students, before we answer our question, this question is very interesting topic, and it has been constructed from our topic of the nutrition. So you see on how this topic of the nutrition is very crucial and very important for your excellence in your final examination for your Form 2 as well as for your Form 6 examination. Also, you study the nutrition when you will be in your advanced level, also at the university and advanced level. So this question has been read from the topic of the nutrition. Please subscribe it so to get the detailed understanding and have a wide chance of answering different questions which will be constructed from this part of the topic of the nutrition, and have an ability to tackle and attempt them to get all the marks that has been awarded to the particular question which will be asked or will be represented to you. So this question has been derived from that part of the nutritional disorders and deficiency. Is where this question Roman A has been brought. So malnutrition. The malnutrition this occur when a person fails to get a food rich in a balanced diet. When talking on the balanced diet, this is a food that contains all type of the nutrients in a correct proportion, ndio mlo kamili. Kwa mtu anapokuwa anakosa mlo kamili, anakuwa ana suffer from the malnutrition au utapia mlo. Ndio kwa unaitwa malnutrition. Mtu kukosa virutubisho vyote kutoka kwenye chakula. This might be caused either by eating too little a particular kind of the food nutrient, or eating only one food type for a long period of time. Inaweza kupelekea vile vile. So make sure that in your diet you have or you consume the food that is well equipped with all kind of the nutrients and are prepared in a correct proportion as being prescribed by the dietitians. Dietitians prescribe that once you consume your food or your balanced food diet should be low or should have a low amount of the fat, sugar, and the salty, and it should have a high amount of the protein, carbohydrates, vitamins, water, minerals, and refuges. So the failure to get the balanced diet is where a person ends up having the malnutrition. So what is malnutrition now? The malnutrition, this is a condition which occurs when one fails to feed on a balanced diet. And for the balanced diet, this is a food that contains all type of the food nutrient in a correct proportion. So, and this malnutrition can be caused either by maybe eating too light or eating only one type of the food. So this might lead to the malnutrition, and the person can end up having or suffering from a variety of the nutritional deficiency like the kwashiorkor, marasmus, rickets, anorexia nervosa, obesity, and bulimia nervosa. So this is all about the malnutrition. And the question, Roman B, you was being given the scenario that the baby was being sent to the hospital, and this 3-year-old was being brought to the dispensary, and the baby tend to have this characteristic. The baby was very weak. The baby tend to cry a lot and eat a lot, and also have a yellow hair now, and the baby have a dry skin and protruding stomach. So what is the disease? What is the nutritional disorder the baby is suffering from? What is the disease? Ugonjwa gani mtoto anakuwa anaumwa ambao unapelekewa na kukosa virutubisho au kukosa lishe iliyo kamili? Ndio swali letu tunataka kuweza kujibu. Kutokana na hizo dalili tunasema kwa mtoto anaumwa kwashiorkor. Kwa nini tumesema kwashiorkor? Kwashiorkor, this is a disease which is caused by the lack of deficiency of the protein to the diet. So the deficiency of the protein to the diet this causes the kwashiorkor. So it is caused by deficiency of the proteins. It affects the children mostly after stopping breastfeeding. So the sign, kwa nini mimi nimesema kwamba ugonjwa ni kwashiorkor? Kwa sababu kulingana na hizi dalili. The symptoms of the kwashiorkor is this: the baby tends to have the extreme thin hair and legs, poor growth, swollen arms and legs, swollen abdomen due to enlargement of the liver. Kuna kuwepo na reddish or yellowish thin and weak hairs, na anakuwepo na dry skin pamoja na cracking easily, anakuwepo na oedema ambayo inapelekea the swollen stomach. So mtoto anakuwa anasuffer from this disease ambayo ni kwashiorkor. Na second question, Roman B alikuwa anakuuliza kwamba what advice will you give the child parent? Ni ushauri gani ambao utaweza kuwapatia wazazi wa huyu mtoto ambaye ana hizi dalili au tayari ana ugonjwa wa kwashiorkor? Tunashajua the main cause of kwashiorkor ni kwamba the lack of the eating the diet which lack the protein. So now we advise the child parent to feed their baby with the food rich in the protein. Vile to feed their child to the food rich with other nutrients like the carbohydrates, lipids, water, refuges and minerals. So na vile so parents should provide their baby food rich in protein and other food nutrients like vitamin, minerals, refuges, water as well as carbohydrates. Another question here is question number 6 for the year 2012. The question number 6 states that the diagram below represents a feeding relationship in an ecosystem. The arrow meaning eaten by. Tumepewa hapa feeding relationship in an ecosystem. And you see here, ni kama kuna mishale imeenda juu, mingine imepanda, mingine imeenda. Ambapo hapa tuna in this diagram below hapa tuna producers, tuna grass pamoja na shrubs. Hapa grass analiwa na goat. Huyu grass tena analiwa na rabbit. Huyu grass tena analiwa na zebra. Huku kuna shrub. Shrub analiwa na zebra. Zebra analiwa na hyena. Alafu rabbit tena analiwa na hyena. Alafu huyu goat analiwa na rabbit. Analiwa na lion, vile rabbit analiwa na lion. Lakini hawa wote katika this level tuna lion, tuna hyena. Alafu katika at the top tuna bacteria. Kwa tunaona kwamba tuna level ya kwanza kuna grass na shrub, hawa ni wa kwanza. Level ya pili kuna goat na zebra. Level ya tatu kuna rabbit. Level ya 4 kuna lion na hyena. Level ya mwisho ya 5 tuna bacteria. So hii hapa ndio tumeshasoma hivyo diagram. Now let us see the question. The question Roman A, what is the feeding relationship represented above? What is the feeding relationship represented above? The second question is, what does the sequence grass, goat, lion, bacteria represent? Roman B. What does this sequence tumepewa? Kuna grass, kuna goat, kuna lion, kuna bacteria, na represent nini? Na wakilisha nini? Roman C. Name the organism which are producer, and C. Roman 2. Decomposer. The question Roman C is, what is the role of the grass and the shrub in the pattern? So ila kwanza tumeuliza what is this feeding relationship hii hapa ina represent kitu gani? Question B, tumepewa sequence tena grass, goats, lion na bacteria na represent nini? Na C, tunatakiwa tu name organism wapi katika sequence this one, katika B ni grass ni producer na wapi ni decomposer. Na last question unatakiwa uelezee the role of grass and shrub katika hii hapa pattern. Grass na shrub wana kazi gani? My lovely Form 2 students, this question one of the very simplest question and very interesting question, and it has been constructed from our Form 2 topic, in that topic of the balanced of nature. This also is one of the very important question. Katika Necta zote ambazo nimeshazisolve from Form 1 up to Form 4, haijawahi kukosa swali la balanced of nature. Form 2 examination, Form 4 examination, lazima upate, na ni very important. So you are needed to have a deep understanding katika hii topic. Kama hujafuatilia au kama hujasoma hii topic ya Form 2, mostly welcome, usiwe na hofu. Just subscribe our media Educare na utafute the topic ya balance of nature Form 2. I have teach it in detail so that tunaweza ka get a lot of understanding na knowledge, na hivyo utaweza kushindwa kusolve swali lote la balance that. Ni moja ya topic rahisi sana na ni topic nzuri sana na ni topic nyepesi na tamu sana. It's very enjoyable to learn. So, in order to answer this question, you are needed to have a deep understanding in this topic of the balance of nature, and you are needed to use this knowledge, not just having the deep understanding. Make sure that once you are learning, once you are reading, once you are studying, you understand. Don't rely on cramming the question. Make sure kwamba unakuwepo na uwezo wa kuweza kuelewa, unatumia uelewa katika kuweza ku give response. Usitumie akili za kukariri. You can't give a perfect response. But kama utakuwepo na uelewa, as our current curriculum is based on the competence, what you understand, you just measure your understanding level, ability to apply what you have learned in the class and to the really life situation. And this question has been given by measuring your level of understanding, not your level of cramming. So, by starting with the question Roman A, the feeding relationship represented in A above, this feeding relationship, as you see this is a food web. This is a food web. Why? Because once you discuss, or once you see this diagram, you get that there are more than 3 connections of the food chain. The food web, just take an example, the web of the spider. Food web inatengenezwa na interconnection of the several food chain. Kwa tukichukua muunganiko wa food chain ndio tunapata food web, ambapo kuna kuwepo na network of a variety of the energy flow in an ecosystem, ambapo one organism anaweza akawa na more than one prey. One predator anaweza akawa na more than one prey, na one producer anaweza akawa na more than one predators. So nakuta hata kama umereplace mnyama mmoja katika ecosystem, they cannot be affected. Tofauti na katika food chain ambapo kuna kuwepo tu na mtiririko mmoja, mstari kamoja, ambapo mnyama mmoja na only one source of food. Meaning that ukieliminate mnyama mmoja from the feeding relationship, umekuwa umemua yule mnyama ambaye alikuwa na depend katika that organism. So this is a food web kwa sababu inakuwa ina interconnection of several number of the food chain. So kiangalia hapa, kwa mfano kuna hii chain moja hapa. Chain ya kwanza hapa kuna grass, ana beaten by goats, goat eaten by the lion, lion eaten by bacteria. This is the first food chain. Second food chain ni goat ana be eaten by the rabbit, rabbit ana meat, hyena eaten by the bacteria. This is the second one. The third one is grass is eaten by the zebra, zebra is eaten by the hyena, hyena is eaten by the bacteria. This is the third food chain. And the fourth is grass is shrub, shrub is eaten by the zebra, zebra is eaten by the hyena, hyena is eaten by the bacteria. So here you have four connected food chain that has been connected together to form the food web. So the represented structure or this feeding relationship, this is a food web. So this is the answer for the question Roman A. Just you are needed to answer like that, simply like that, and you get all the marks. The question Roman B here, you has been given this feeding relationship again, which is in a linear form or in the sequence, where the grass is eaten by the goat, goat is eaten by the lion, lion is eaten by the bacteria. You see this? The question is, what does the sequence represent? This sequence represents the food chain, since you see that the grass is have only one predator, and the lion has only one prey, which is the goat, and they are finally decomposed by the bacteria. So you see that if you eliminate the goat, meaning that the lion will not survive, also they will perish. But if you eliminate the lion, the goat will survive, and the decomposition will also proceed to take place as usual. And the Roman C, you are needed to name the organism which are producer and which are decomposer. Once you discuss on the figure A, in this figure 1, the producer here is a grass and shrub, and decomposer is bacteria, the one that decomposes those dead plant and animal remains. And for this diagram B, the producer is a grass and decomposer again is a bacteria. And the Roman D, what is the role of grass and shrub in the pattern? The role of grass and the shrub, this grass and shrub in the pattern, this food web, that they are producer. These are the autotroph. They are capable of manufacturing their own food. That's why you call them their producers. So they tend to produce their own food, and they so that they can survive. And this organism, you see these herbivores, goat and zebra herbivores, lion are carnivores, rabbit is herbivores also, and bacteria, these are the decomposer. So this shrub and the grass, these are the producers, since they tend to produce their own food in ecosystem. So this question, the question for Roman B, the question Roman A, you see that is the feeding relation which represented in A, that was the food web. And this sequence of grass, goats, lion, and bacteria, the sequence represents the mode of interaction in ecosystem, ambapo ilikuwa inaonyesha the mode of interaction in ecosystem ambayo ni ya food chain. So what does the sequence here happen? So this sequence now show the food chain ambayo show on how these organisms they tend to depend on each other and energy flow in an ecosystem. Now question Roman C, name the organism which are producers na decomposers. Tunasema producers are grasses pamoja na shrubs, na decomposer ni bacteria. The last question ni kwamba what is the role of grass and shrub in the pattern? Shrub na grass walikuwa na kazi gani katika feeding relationship au katika ile pattern ya food web? Nasema shrub and grasses are producers since they are capable of manufacturing their own food nutrient for their survival. And last question, question number 7 for the year 2012, and the question needs you to state what's the difference between the gaseous exchange and respiration. Roman B is to list the features of a respiratory surface. Last one, explain why the rate of breathing increases quickly during an exercise. Also, your breathing rate does not go up normal as soon as you stop exercising. This question in general has been constructed, that's been derived from the topic of the gaseous exchange and respiration. So, by starting with the first one, where you are needed to give the difference between the gaseous exchange and respiration. The gaseous exchange, this refers to the exchange of the respiratory gases across the respiratory surface. So, the gaseous exchange, this refers to the movement of oxygen and carbon dioxide across the respiratory surface, or this refers to the process through which respiratory gases are passed through the respiratory surface. And the respiration, this is a set of metabolic reaction or activity in which complex food substance is broken down step by step to release the energy. And so the difference now, unaangalia the byproduct. Unaangalia kwanza places, natoka wapi? The gaseous exchange natoka katika these respiratory surfaces. Na product ni carbon dioxide na oxygen. Lakini katika respiration, unaangalia kwanza aerobic na anaerobic. Kuna ambayo yanatokea katika muscle cell anaerobic, katika muscles in animal, lakini katika plant katika yeast cell. Na vile vile aerobic unaona kwa inatokea katika mitochondria part of the cell. So unaangalia the site difference. Na the product, the respiratory ina end up providing the energy form of ATP, lakini the gaseous yenyewe ina involve that's the release of the carbon dioxide as the byproduct, na raw material the intake ni oxygen. Lakini simulate ni kwamba both wanakuwa wanatumia oxygen, kwa mfano aerobic respiration, na wote wanakuwa na release the carbon dioxide. So those are the differences between the gaseous exchange and respiration. Roman B, you are needed to list the features of the respiratory surfaces. So the characteristics of respiratory surface, first of all, they attain to reduce the rate of the diffusion or to increase the diffusion distance. Also, they are moisty to dissolve the gases so that they diffuse in a solution form. Another characteristic is that the respiratory surface, they are highly branched folded, or flattened in order to increase surface area for gaseous exchange. And the last question is, you are asked to explain why the rate of breathing increases quickly during an exercise. This is because during the exercise, the body demand for energy increases to support a physical activity being performed. To meet this increased demand, breathing rate increase to uptake more oxygen to produce more energy through the aerobic respiration. The increased rate of respiration helps to deliver more oxygen to the muscles to support this increased demand. The last one, na also the removal of carbon dioxide. So kuna kuwepo na increase of breathing rate kwa ajili ya during exercise kuweza ku increase that of rate of the removal of carbon dioxide which has been produced by the process of the respiration. So the removal of carbon dioxide, and the muscle produce more carbon dioxide as byproduct of energy production. Increasing respiration helps to remove this carbon dioxide from the body to prevent buildup which can lead to the respiratory acidosis vile na muscle cramping. Now last question, kwa nini your breathing rate does not go normal as soon as you stop exercising? Unapomaliza kufanya mazoezi kwa nini au pumui kawaida kama mtu ambaye hajafanya mazoezi? Bado unaendelea kuhema kwa haraka. Kwa sababu after you stop exercising, your body continue to need extra oxygen to help clear out metabolic byproduct that has built up during exercise, such as lactic acid. This is why your breathing rate does not get normal immediately after return to normal state. In case of any misconception, my lovely Form 2 students, don't hesitate to write it in the comment section. Please stay tuned at Educare, endelea kusubscribe, comment pamoja na likes. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your careful attention. Hope that you have understand. Thank you. Welcome again for other coming session here at Educare Media. Bye bye.